My name is Lee Spice. I am the Pastoral Relations Minister for Chinook Winds region. Spice. I was born and raised in Whitehorse, Yukon. I identify as biracial. On my dad's side, I am Tlingit and Canadian European on my mom's side. My grandma gave me the name Kuachma when I was a little baby. I was raised in a community in Whitehorse that was pretty much integrated, and so I guess I didn't have when I was growing up. I didn't realize how dangerous it was to be an Indigenous woman. And I guess that illustrates the problem that we have in Canadian society, that we just didn't know what was going on, what was happening, that there were so many people disappearing, going away, sisters, mothers, aunts, daughters. And it first came to my awareness, I think, as an adult, if you can believe, when we heard about some young woman who had disappeared along the Highway of Tears. And that woman was non-Indigenous, and there was a great hullabaloo that happened over her disappearance. And it came out very slowly in the media, very gradually in the media, that Indigenous women had been disappearing from that area for years and years. And it was, well, disturbing to me that I hadn't heard about it until after a non-Indigenous person had disappeared. The fact that people didn't know about this and is just coming into people's awareness is because we're just so used to it, and there's just silence around it. It's a systemic problem. All of our culture, all of our surrounding ambient culture, our structures, our institutions, our government is based on a colonial system. And when you grow up and you in that system, you don't realize that it's a problem. The problems of it become invisible. It's a problem because people don't want to acknowledge that it's a problem. It's a problem in its silence. It's a problem in its lack of acknowledgement. Our church has been called, I think, to open its eyes and to see the structures in which it has been based, the structures that have surrounded it, and the fact that it is a colonial structure into which we have been born and raised, most of us, into which the church has been born and raised. So our calls to action are to, first of all, raise our awareness of how our structures are actually impeding people's lives and livelihood, how our structures are causing us to be blinded to the actual issues. How is it that we could miss that so many women and children and men were disappearing? And I do remember one person who became a part of our church and just was there all of the time, a man. It was part of, I think I'm telling this story as part of the whole situation of Indigenous folk. And the long story short is that one day he was in the park and somebody pushed him or something happened and he died. It was in the same time as somebody else in downtown died. The one who was not Indigenous made the news, and there was a big hullabaloo about somebody being murdered or somebody being killed in downtown Calgary. And our friend went unnoticed. It's a way that our society ignores Indigenous people. It makes it so that we need to take more action than awareness. Awareness is number one. And the question goes out to the churches then, what follows that?